Tonight on Connecticut's news station, the most wonderful time of year if you're a foodie. Restaurant Week is underway in New Haven. We're live with how these 6 days of food, glorious food, means big business for the shoreline. Also new tonight, the body of a woman discovered next to a dumpster in the parking lot of an American Legion Hall. We have the latest on the investigation into this suspicious death. And teens in one Connecticut town spent today learning how to fight hate, and the war between Israel and Hamas nears the 1-month mark.
Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Carmen Chow. We begin tonight with the weather watch. Here's a look at Harford overlooking I-84 this afternoon. Another dry day to end our beautiful weekend. And as we fell back an hour for daylight saving time, these skies turned dark more quickly than usual tonight. Let's check in with meteorologist Ryan Breton. Ryan, I hope you're well rested.
I am, or I hope you are too.
I am.
That extra hour going to work, good for both of us. Hi, everybody. It was a nice Sunday around here today, despite the earlier sunset. We made it into the mid-60s, but just want to let you know, do not expect as warm weather tomorrow. It will be a cooler day with more clouds, and our temperatures through the day tomorrow mainly going to be in the low to mid-50s. Tomorrow night, we will have some showers moving through. That's with a warm front, which then will bring us back into the 60s for one day on Tuesday. So there is a little bit more warmth in the forecast, but it's not going to be a long lasting. It is dry out there tonight, and we have plenty of dry weather near us right now, but these showers you see in the Midwest, those will come in tomorrow night. And we also will have more clouds out ahead of those showers during the day tomorrow. So tonight we'll have temperatures dropping into the 30s inland, lower 40s along the shoreline. Your Monday is certainly cooler. We start in the upper 30s to around 40. Afternoon temperatures only in the low 50s, and with a lot of clouds, it will be a cool feeling day. And then some showers are possible overnight tomorrow night. But as I mentioned, those showers ahead of a warm front, which bring us back into the 60s on Tuesday. We'll be back to talk more about that coming up in just a little while.
Ryan, thank you. New Haven wants you to know this is the week to dine out in the Elm City. More than 24 award-winning and internationally diverse restaurants are welcoming patrons with special meals and deals. Fox 61's DeAndrea Turner is live with the taste and testimony about this big week for New Haven restaurants. DeAndrea.
Hi, Carmen. Well, I did get to taste a little bit of flavor that they're handing out this week, and it was A1, if I could say. But restaurant owners, they tell me they are ready to meet new people. And if you were a foodie, New Haven is the place to be this week.
It's an invitation. So if you have never been here before, it is a great dining experience.
25 restaurants, 8 neighborhoods. Bring your appetite to the Elm City because it's New Haven Restaurant Week.
They should come up because it's to embrace community.
New Haven Restaurant Week is a biannual event that's been happening for 15 years. Restaurants like Shell and Bones Oyster Bar and Grill and Camacho Garage are ready to offer community members a taste of their curated lunch and dinner specials.
People that haven't tried certain restaurants, I think that's the perfect timing.
Each restaurant has a fixed menu for this occasion.
Swordfish marinated with ginger, cilantro, jalapeno.
While this event has been happening since 2009, the last few years have looked different because of the pandemic.
The beginning was a challenge. Obviously, as it progressed, every year after the pandemic, we've been pretty steady and, keep going strong with it.
And with that, they're ready to feed their hungry customers.
Come and see us as soon as you can.
If you support 2 or 3 restaurants in this week, it's going to mean a lot to some of the businesses and to all of us,
And you have until Friday to check out these 25 restaurants here in New Haven. In New Haven tonight, DeAndrea Turner, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
DeAndrea, thank you. Also new tonight in New Haven, police are investigating an attempted robbery that ended in a shooting. Police say just after 4 a.m. this morning, a gunman approached a 26-year-old man near an after-hours bar on Chamberlain Street. The man tried to rob him, and that's when his gun went off, injuring the victim in the right thigh. He's at Yale New Haven Hospital. The gunman got away. Police in South Windsor arrested a suspect who they say tried to break into a car and two houses. They got the call a little before 3 a.m. and quickly arrested a man they say tried to open a car door near the intersection of Virginia Circle and Oxford Drive. Residents told officers they heard him turning the handles of their front doors and using keypads to try to get into at least two homes. Police say they also found the neighborhood's mail in his backpack. 23-year-old Nicholas Durami of South Windsor is due in court tomorrow. Right now, he's being held on a $100,000 bond. New details tonight and a tragic crash at a soccer field in Meriden on Saturday. State police say 19-year-old Benjamin Morales swerved off an exit ramp, collided with the barrier, and his Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo rolled over. The SUV hit a tree in Cronenberger Park, and the force of the crash ejected Morales. He was pronounced dead at the scene. In Bridgeport, a gruesome discovery is under investigation tonight. Police say the body of a woman turned up in the parking lot of the American Legion Hall in Bridgeport's East End, the Colonel Charles Young Post on Stratford Avenue. According to police, the dead woman's body was found near a dumpster in that rear parking lot. As of tonight, she has not yet been identified. Tonight, Bridgeport detectives are on the case. The city's chief medical examiner is to conduct an autopsy. Anyone with information about this is asked to contact Bridgeport police. Detectives in Harford are still looking for the killer of a man who was beloved in the city's North End. It was a little before 3:30 Saturday morning when police found 52-year-old Kendall Jones suffering from being stabbed over and over outside St. Francis Hospital. He had driven there from the crime scene just over a mile away on Albany Avenue at a gas station. Jones died, leaving his grieving family with unanswered questions.
My thing is, like, why? Why? Just why?
Everybody knows him. He sold clothes. He had a store over here. He been in this community for his whole life, raised here.
Jones was the 35th victim of a homicide in Harford this year, the second in a week. This week will mark 1 month since the start of the war between Israel and Hamas. Tonight, Israel's military says its troops have struck deep in the Gaza Strip. Israel began expanding ground operations a week ago. The military also says its troops discovered an extensive stash of rifles, grenades, explosives, drones, and missiles inside a house in northern Gaza. Palestinian Health Ministry officials say Israeli airstrikes targeting refugee camps in central Gaza this morning killed dozens of people. Their count in the dead in Gaza is now greater than 9,000, with another 140 Palestinians killed in the West Bank. And it was in the West Bank that Secretary of State Antony Blinken met with Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas today. The unannounced visit underscored the Biden administration's recommendation of a humanitarian pause by Israel to allow more aid to flow into Gaza. But Mahmoud Abbas is demanding an immediate ceasefire. Blinken also traveled to Baghdad, Iraq today to send a message to Middle Eastern leaders: don't get involved.
To anyone who might seek to take advantage of the conflict in Gaza to threaten our personnel here or anywhere else in the region, don't do it.
Pope Francis called for a ceasefire today, urging both Hamas and Israel to please stop in the name of God. He also made a plea for the release of the children being held captive among the 242 hostages seized by Hamas on October 7th. Coming up at 10:30, we'll look deeper into what role the U.S. military is playing in Israel's war with Hamas. And as the war nears the 1-month mark, Connecticut's news station remains committed to tracking the latest in the Middle East and the impact it's having here at home. Download the free Fox 61 News app for those updates and keep up with us on air and online at fox61.com. Here at home, teenagers in West Harford spent part of their Sunday learning how to combat rising anti-Semitism. There's been an increasing amount of hate toward Jews as well as Muslims, but not just in Connecticut, but around the world. JT Connect offered today's training to Jewish youth caught in the crossfire of anti-Semitism and Islamophobia as they tried to reconcile support for Israelis and for Palestinians with their faith.
It's an empowering opportunity for students to gain skills and confidence, to have tough conversations, and to show their love for their Jewish heritage.
Governor Lamont has called for representatives of all Connecticut institutions of higher learning to come together to combat hate on campuses.